Welcome to the Build Your Private Practice podcast, a space for Canadian therapists who want to support others, make an impact, and build a sustainable practice that works for them too. I'm your host, Liane Wood, a registered psychotherapist, group practice owner, and business mentor, and I'm here to help you build a private practice that allows you to keep doing the work you love without burning out. Because the people who need your help the most are counting on you, and you deserve a practice that supports you while you support them. Let's dive in. Hi there. This episode is brought to you by Jane Websites, an online platform that helps you build your website in minutes. If building a website has been sitting on your to-do list for a little too long, I get it. It can feel overwhelming, but Jane Websites really does make it easy, and I promise there are no tech skills required. Their AI-supported builder helps you create a professional modern site that reflects your clinic beautifully. From there, you are in control. Customize pages and easily edit or update your content anytime. And if you ever get stuck, Jane's friendly support team is there to guide you so you're never doing it alone. You can get started by heading to janewebsites.com/Liane, Liane, and don't forget to use my code BYPP1MO for a free month on your new website. Hello there, and welcome back to the Build Your Private Practice podcast. I'm your host, Liane Wood, and today we're diving into one of the most common fears I hear from Canadian therapists. How can I possibly compete with BetterHelp? It's a valid question. These corporate therapy platforms have massive ad budgets, huge brand recognition, and a slick online presence. They're the first to show up in search results. They pop up in your Instagram feed. They're everywhere. Search, social, podcast ads, sponsorships, and they're constantly reinforcing their brand. So, how are you, a solo practitioner or a small group practice owner, supposed to stand out? Here's the truth. BetterHelp is not your competition. And in this episode, I'm going to walk you through why that's true, where your real competition actually is, and how you can start marketing your practice in a way that highlights what makes you different and deeply valuable. So let's start by looking at what platforms like BetterHelp actually offer. They offer convenience, sign up in minutes, match with a therapist quickly, message anytime. Perceived affordability. They have flat rate pricing for unlimited messaging or sessions. And they have scalability, hundreds or thousands of therapists in their network. And here's what they don't offer: personalized long-term therapeutic relationships, community connection or local referrals, tailored treatment plans based on deep intake processes, and specialized services, modalities, or cultural nuances. These platforms are designed for volume. They're optimized for onboarding, not nuanced care. And that's a very different model from most private practices. I talk to a lot of therapists who now work with clients who started on BetterHelp but left. And why is that? Because while the convenience is appealing at first, many clients eventually realize they want more consistency with their provider. They want deeper, more meaningful connection, and they want specialized support for their specific needs. And they want a therapist who understands their location, their culture, or their identity. And that is what you provide. So instead of trying to compete with BetterHelp on price or speed, what if we focused on connection, depth, personalization, and real therapeutic outcomes? So if BetterHelp isn't your competition, then who is? Here's the surprising answer. Your real competition is client confusion. It's people not knowing how to find a therapist, people not understanding what therapy can actually help with, people not realizing online therapy is available in their area, and people thinking they have to wait until they're in crisis to get help. Your job isn't to outspend BetterHelp. Your job is to out clarify client confusion, and you can do that by speaking directly to what clients are experiencing, by making your services easy to understand and access, and by creating a website and an online presence that says you are in the right place and I can help. So, messaging matters more than marketing. So, I want to say that again. Messaging matters more than marketing. You don't need fancy ads or weekly reels if your message isn't connecting. What clients care about is, do you understand what I'm going through? Can you help someone like me? Do I feel safe and seen when I read your content? That's why marketing shouldn't start with, how do I get more people to see this? It should start with, am I clearly speaking to the person I want to help? So let's talk about how to differentiate yourself because a lot of therapists feel weird about the idea of standing out. It feels salesy or self promotional. But here's the thing, you're not trying to stand out for everyone, you're trying to stand out to your people. So, here are a few ways to do that. Number one is to niche down. Don't be afraid to name your specialty. You don't have to work with everyone. You're allowed to say, I help anxious teens in Ontario, or I work with burned out teachers who want to feel like themselves again. Number two is to use client language. Skip the jargon. Say things the way your clients say them. Think, why do I feel like I'm never good enough? Instead of cognitive distortions and maladaptive schemas. Number three is to tell the truth. Share what therapy with you actually looks like. Be real about what clients can expect because that honesty builds trust. Now, the fourth thing is to share small moments. People connect with specificity. A line like, you can bring your coffee to session in your sweats, tells them way more than a paragraph about your theoretical orientation. Now let's shift to the role of trust in private practice. Here's the real reason BetterHelp isn't your competition because clients are not buying therapy, they're buying trust. And trust is built through clarity, consistency, and connection. When someone lands on your website, reads your bio, or watches a short video of you explaining your approach, they're asking themselves, can I see myself talking to this person? Do they get what I'm going through? And do I feel safe here? Your job isn't to convince them, it's to create the conditions for them to say yes. Clients are looking for you, the real you. And so many therapists think they have to sound more professional online. But in doing that, they end up sounding like every other therapist. And here's what clients are actually looking for: someone who sounds like a human being, someone who can normalize what they're feeling, and someone who gives them hope without promising perfection. The more you can let your personality, values, and voice come through in your content, the more you'll attract clients who are actually aligned with how you work. And those are the clients who stay, who do the work, and refer their friends. Now, if you are listening to this and thinking, okay, I get it, but where do I even start? You are not alone. Start here. Number one, audit your website homepage. Ask yourself, would my ideal client know in the first 10 seconds that this is for them? Number two, pick one platform to show up on regularly. It could be Instagram, a blog, or your email list. Consistency builds recognition and trust. And number three is to write one new piece of content using client language. Maybe it's a post on Instagram. Maybe it's an FAQ on your website. Keep it simple, clear, and focused on a real struggle your client is having. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be somewhere on purpose. Now, here's the truth that I want you to walk away with. BetterHelp can't replicate what you do. They can't sit across from someone and hold space in a way that changes them. They can't bring your lived experience, personality, and presence to the room. And they can't build a practice that reflects your values and vision. That is the real power of private practice. And that's why private practice isn't going anywhere. It's evolving, yes. It requires new skills and a new kind of visibility, but it is still one of the most powerful, flexible, and meaningful ways to do this work. If you're ready to step into that next chapter where you're not just a great therapist, but a confident practice owner who knows how to stand out, attract the right clients, and grow with integrity, I want to invite you to check out our Niche and Copy Crash Course. It's a low-cost, high-impact DIY training that walks you through finding your niche without boxing yourself in, writing copy that connects and converts, and clarifying your message so your ideal client says, "That's exactly who I need." And you can grab it anytime at the link in the show notes. This isn't about marketing louder. It is all about marketing smarter. And it starts with knowing who you are, who you help, and how to say it clearly. Thanks again for tuning in to the Build Your Private Practice podcast. If today's episode has helped you reframe your relationship to corporate therapy platforms, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, leave a review, or share it with a colleague who needs a reminder of their value. You are not too small, you are not behind, and you are absolutely needed. See you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Build Your Private Practice podcast. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, leave a review, or share it with a fellow Canadian therapist who needs this. And remember, the work you do matters. Keep showing up, keep holding space, and keep building a practice that works for you. If you're looking for practical tools or support to grow your practice with more clarity and confidence, head to buildyourprivatepractice.ca. There's lots waiting for you there. I'll see you next time.